Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Bold and the Beautiful is about to test Carter Walton, the man whose lust boiled over on the screen many times with several partners. He is about to face a new potential conquest this week on the CBS soap. Daphne Rose already has Carter whiffing her sense of temptation coming from her new Forester fragrance, which both he and Hope Logan found irresistible last week. But what else does the leader of the FC takeover find hard to ignore next week? Bold and the Beautiful has Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, as a man in love with romance. His abundance of romantic lines left women blushing and like putty in his hands. Unfortunately, we have seen him use these same lines over and over again with a variety of different women on Bold and the Beautiful. His love affair with Quinn Fuller, Rena Sofer, was full of romantic one-liners. While Quinn seems to have heard more of Carter's words of love than anyone else so far, he's used them frequently on B, and B. Carter Walton even showered similar lines on sisters, Zoe Buckingham, Kiara Barnes, and Paris Buckingham, Diamond White. Then there was Katie Logan, Heather Tom, and now her niece, Hope Logan, Annika Noel. All these women swooned at Carter Walton's words of lust and love. Bold and the Beautiful has Carter Walton as a romantic at heart, who doesn't let much get in his way when his sights are set on a woman. Perhaps the best example of this is Carter's love affair with Quinn. When he bedded down Quinn, she was married to Eric Forester, John McCook. This is a man Carter considers a father figure. He loves Eric, or at least he said so in the past on Bold and the Beautiful. Then, of course, there's the rather unethical jump from one Buckingham sister to another. Granted, most of his past conquests initiated the relationship's demise. That is except for Hope, who he is with today, and Paris, who he jilted at the altar. So today, Hope Logan is still on the receiving end of Carter Walton's magical words of love and seduction. But will that change with competition from the most notable no's from France? Carter Walton looked devastated on Bold and the Beautiful when Quinn left him. But that didn't last long. Carter's devastation after any breakup was fleeting. Now, Daphne Rose enters the scene and is on a mission to seduce Carter away from Hope. There's no hiding Carter's love of romance, and it looks like the new Bold and the Beautiful beauty is ready to reel him in. But this is only a ploy, so he could make a fool out of himself if he falls for her art of seduction. But what will Carter do? He has told many women that he loves them. So, it is hard to consider Hope as his soulmate. And with Carter Walton, I love you pops up almost immediately in his relationships, just like what we saw with Hope. So, what will Carter do when Daphne pours it on thick? If he truly loves Hope, he may be tempted but not act on this seduction. But if Carter's need for that whirlwind romance becomes too strong, he might stray. It looks like Bold and the Beautiful fans will see what makes Carter Walton click. Does he want that forever partner and to create a family, as he has said often enough? Or is the excitement of a whirlwind romance what he craves? So how he responds to Daphne Rose will offer up that answer on the CBS soap. Carter Walton was known for his unwavering composure, a quality that had served him well both in the courtroom and in his personal life. But every man, no matter how steadfast, has his limits. For Carter, that limit had a name: Evangeline Beaumont, a radiant and mysterious newcomer to the Forester Creations universe. Her arrival was like a tempest sweeping through his well-ordered life, leaving nothing untouched. Evangeline's debut at Forester Creations was a spectacle. Draped in a flowing sapphire dress that clung to her like a second skin, she exuded confidence and allure. She wasn't just another model or designer. She was a force of nature. Carter couldn't take his eyes off her during her first meeting with Ridge and Eric Forester. She spoke with a poise that belied her youth, her ideas about modernizing the brand captivating everyone in the room. For Carter, her charisma was a siren call. He found himself volunteering to help her settle in, offering to show her the ropes of the company. It was innocent at first, work-related lunches, brainstorming sessions, but soon, the lines began to blur. Her laughter became a melody he couldn't get out of his head, her touch a spark that sent shivers down his spine. Carter had always prided himself on his ability to resist temptation. After all, he had weathered his fair share of romantic drama over the years. His ill-fated relationships with Quinn Fuller and Zoe Buckingham were cautionary tales he swore he'd learned from. Yet, there was something about Evangeline that rendered him powerless. He began to notice the little things. The way her hair caught the light, the subtle scent of her perfume, the infectious energy she brought to every room. Soon, he was finding excuses to be around her. Meetings that could have been emails turned into long discussions in his office. Coffee breaks stretched into hours. He even started attending fashion shows and events he'd usually skip just for a chance to see her. His friends and colleagues started to notice. Maya Avant, ever the voice of reason, pulled him aside one evening. "Carter, what's going on?" she asked, her tone laced with concern. "You've been distracted lately, and it's not like you." He brushed it off, laughing nervously. "I'm fine, Maya. Just a little overwhelmed with work, that's all." But deep down, he knew the truth. He was falling for Evangeline, and it terrified him. The turning point came during a gala event hosted by Forrester Creations. The theme was elegance and allure, and the venue was a breathtaking ballroom adorned with crystal chandeliers and floral arrangements that seemed to defy gravity. Carter arrived in a tailored tuxedo, looking every bit the distinguished Tuhulo. But his composure faltered the moment he saw Evangeline. She was a vision in a scarlet gown, her hair swept up in an intricate bun, exposing the graceful curve of her neck. Throughout the evening, Carter found himself gravitating toward her, their conversations tinged with an undercurrent of tension. "You clean up nicely, Mr. Walton," she teased, her eyes sparkling. "And you," he paused, swallowing hard. "You look stunning, Evangeline." As the night wore on, the atmosphere grew charged. A slow dance brought them closer than ever, their bodies moving in perfect harmony. It was intoxicating, and for a brief moment, Carter allowed himself to forget the consequences. But as the music faded and the dance ended, reality came crashing back. I should go," he stammered, stepping back. "Good night, Evangeline." Carter's internal struggle reached its peak in the days that followed. He couldn't focus on work, couldn't sleep, couldn't think of anything but her. And then came the mistake that would haunt him. It was a late evening at the office, and he found himself alone with Evangeline. They were reviewing designs for an upcoming collection, but the tension between them was palpable. "Carter," she said softly, placing a hand on his arm. "Is everything okay? You've been distant lately." Before he could stop himself, the words spilled out. "It's you, Evangeline. I can't stop thinking about you. You're all I see, all I feel. I know it's wrong, but She silenced him with a kiss. It was electric, every ounce of restraint he clung to evaporating in an instant. But as quickly as it started, it ended. "Carter," she whispered, stepping back. "I can't do this, I'm sorry." She left the room, leaving him alone with his shame. The days that followed were a whirlwind of rumors and regret. Word of the kiss spread like wildfire, and Carter found himself the subject of gossip once again. Ridge and Eric were disappointed, Maya was heartbroken, and even Zen confronted him, questioning his judgment. Carter knew he'd made a fool of himself, but he wasn't ready to give up. He approached Evangeline, determined to set things right. "I'm sorry," he said, his voice heavy with emotion. "I let my feelings cloud my judgment, and I crossed a line. You deserve better than that." She looked at him, her eyes filled with a mix of sadness and understanding. "Carter, you're a good man. But we both know this can't happen. Not here, not like this." It was a hard pill to swallow, but Carter knew she was right. He threw himself into his work, determined to rebuild his reputation and prove to everyone, and himself, that he could rise above his mistakes. In the end, Carter's brush with temptation became a turning point. It forced him to confront his flaws, to reevaluate what he truly wanted in life and love. While his feelings for Evangeline didn't disappear overnight, he learned to channel them into something positive, a renewed focus on his career and personal growth. Evangeline, for her part, continued to thrive at Forrester Creations, her star rising with each passing day. Their paths still crossed, but they maintained a respectful distance, a silent acknowledgement of what could never be. For Carter, it was a bittersweet chapter in his life, a reminder that even the boldest and most beautiful among us are only human. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay with us.